With concentration camps looming in the United States, here's what queer people are doing.
Lord, right now we come asking that you come and get this J. Trump from the earth.
They're not going to come for gay marriage. They're going to come for gay people.
All right, guys, we're back with an extra bonus episode reacting to brain dead TikToks because you guys enjoy watching me suffer and lose brain cells.
Pronoun of the day is slugs.
Up first, this non-binary Instagram influencer thinks that they'll be headed to concentration camps because of Trump soon. Yes, seriously, take a listen.
With concentration camps looming in the United States, here's what queer people are doing. Yes, I said concentration camps, you can MAGA. We are getting a go bag ready. We are getting all of our documents ready. So driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, passport. Now, if you have to revert your passport and your documents to previously said gender identities that you were born with, do so. I'm allowed to do so with my driver's license that says X on it in the state that I'm in. I'm going Monday to revert that to my gender assigned at birth. We're going to have anything ready for the pets that we're taking with us. So put some cat litter in your trunk. Put some cat food or dog food in your trunk. Keep your gas tank full. Have a beautiful day and stay safe, my transgender family. I am proud of you all.
They, them seems stable and grounded in reality. What's crazy to me, though, is not just that this one person has this belief or this narrative that is totally unmoored from reality. There are no concentration camps. Non-binary people may not be able to put an X as their sex on paperwork because their sex isn't X. They're all either male or female, or I guess in some very rare cases, intersex conditions, but even most non-binary people that they aren't that. Like, they might not be able to put their fake identity on paperwork, but that's like a million miles away from being put in concentration camps, and that's not a thing. Didn't happen the first time Trump was president, isn't going to happen now. They're like just all in on this absurd hysteria. But what's crazy to me is that it's not just this one influencer who, let's be honest, seems pretty darn delulu, but apparently thousands of people like agree with this or relate to it. The video had over 17,000 likes. Seriously, 17,000 people watched that crazy, crazy video and were like, yeah, he ate with that, or they ate with that. Oh boy, we are in for a long, long 4 years if people can't get a grip. Up next, it's been a while since I was in Sunday school, to be honest, and I didn't pay much attention while I was there, but I don't think you're supposed to pray for people to die. That's what this one TikToker did, though. Take a look.
I'm going to say a prayer, and I need you to be with me on this one. Please bow your head. Lord, right now we come asking that you come and get this Donald J. Trump from the earth. Take his ass to glory. He down here shit up. He can't even give condolences to families who had members to perish in a plane crash. He want to blame it on DEI. Lord, he's too stupid to be the motherfucking president. Please come and get this. We need you now like we've never needed you before. It is in your son's name we pray. Amen. And I'm a mother atheist, so that's saying a lot for me to be putting a prayer out here into the universe.
She seems lovely. Guys, 1.1 million people liked this video praying for Trump to die. Not to be removed from office, not to be sent back to Mar-a-Lago and taken out of the presidency, which I understand if you're a Democrat or progressive or even just don't like Trump, you're entitled to that view, for him to die. I'm sorry, but like, that's demonic. You shouldn't be praying for bad people you don't like to literally die. You should be praying for them to change their mind, to see the light, to be held accountable if you think they've committed crimes. But praying on God to strike people down, like, I can't speak to Christianity, honestly, but it's not giving Jesus Christ to me, at least. It's not giving Christ-like. It is giving demonic. And yet, millions of people on TikTok just ate this up. Up next, we got more Anne Frank cosplay. Bruh, they all want to be Anne Frank so bad. They all like want to be in like a dystopian novel, and they're not, but that's like their heart's wish is that they could be Katniss in the Hunger Games or some crap like that. It's giving unhinged. Gay people do not need to hide in the attic from Trump. Neither do Latino people who are citizens or lawful immigrants or trans people. Nobody's coming around to round up trans people. It's not a thing. You sound hysterical and delusional. Yet millions of people actually think this is what's happening. And like, did they not remember that he was president once and none of this happened? I don't know, guys. I was in Europe not too long ago and I actually went to the Anne Frank house where she lived with other Jewish people during the literal Holocaust and hid from the Nazis. And it's so heartbreaking and profound and really sombering what they went through and to learn all about it, that woke people like cosplaying this like it's cute or like it's chic or that, like they almost seem to like want this to happen so they can be brave resistance types. It's really gross. It's really profoundly disrespectful, I think. Next, we got another Delulu gay yapping on TikTok.
They're not going to come for gay marriage. They're going to come for gay people. And there it is, the tool that they're going to use to target queer people, queer existence, queer anything and everything. I had the deep displeasure of reading it in its totality, and let me tell you, it's a nightmare. So let's just start with this. My administration will ensure that any unlawful and improper, what does that mean, conduct, policies, or practices that target Christians are identified, terminated, and rectified. What do you think that means? It means queer existence. It means I don't want to work with a queer person. Fire them. I don't want to have to see a pride flag. Make it illegal to fly. I don't want to see queer people. Make it illegal to be like that in public. This is going to be used against queer people's existence. It's going to make it very hard for us to exist.
Narrator. It is not, in fact, going to affect your existence in any way, shape, or form. I swear, some of these people are reading executive orders for the first time. I've been covering politics for years. I've read many executive orders from Trump's first term, from Obama, from Biden, and now from Trump 2.0, setting up a basically ceremonial committee to identify and combat anti-Christian bias, which may exist in some places, but personally, I don't really believe it's like a widespread phenomenon, is just symbolism more than anything and doesn't involve anything like anything he's describing. It doesn't change federal civil rights laws that protect gay people in the workplace, doesn't allow or even suggest any intention to ban pride flags, which would be protected by the First Amendment anyway, and Trump isn't trying to do. Remember, guys, this is literally a Republican president who, his many faults aside, supports gay marriage and just nominated the highest ranking ever gay official to the federal government, Scott Bessent, his Treasury Secretary. And we have these Delulu TikTokers saying he's going to basically do a Handmaid's Tale gay Holocaust or something. Y'all desperately need to touch grass because this is not a good look and not helpful. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people saw this video and you are scaring people and alarming them in a way that's not actually based in reality and causing people just totally unnecessary levels of distress and anxiety. I don't know how you people feel good about doing that. Up next, we've got another entry in TikTokers discovering things for the first time and thinking they hit on a really profound point. Take a listen.
Trump is pulling us out of the Human Rights Council. Human rights. Human rights. But, oh, he's bringing down grocery prices. We are turning into North Korea. I don't know how many times we gotta repeat shit, but okay, no, calm down. I need to get weed.
Girl, I think you've had enough weed. You may have actually had a little bit too much, or a lot of it too much. The US is not, in fact, turning into North Korea. That's not a thing. You sound hysterical. And again, Like, it's like these TikTokers hear words, take them at complete face value, make a bunch of assumptions, do no basic research, and then just be like, oh my gosh, Trump is against human rights because he pulls the US out of the Human Rights Council from the UN. Yeah, because it's a joke, because it doesn't actually stand for human rights in any way, shape, or form. I'll read you guys an incomplete list of countries that are members of the Human Rights Council. Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the Congo, and many other countries that absolutely have no regard for people's human rights and have brutal oppressive regimes. The council is a joke. It has no real power and doesn't actually stand for human rights in any way. That's why Trump pulled out of it. You may disagree with that decision. We could discuss it, but it doesn't mean he hates human rights and is going to turn the US into North Korea. Put down the bomb. Okay, bro? Put down the bomb. Yeah, everyone on TikTok just falls for this. They just eat it up. They literally see this and go, but it has the name human rights in it. It must be good. And Trump must be against it because he's evil. Y'all sound like toddlers. This is a toddler level approach to political discourse. And yet it is so pervasive online, especially on TikTok. Up next, this trans person thinks he invented a way out of paying taxes.
If Trump says that we don't exist, then I'm going to start acting like it. I'm going to play that role, and I'm going to play that role real good. You want to say trans people don't exist? Okay, then I don't. Like the last time I checked, if you don't exist, then you don't have to contribute to society. Because now I don't got to pay my bills. I don't got to pay taxes. I don't got to do anything because I don't exist, right? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? So today, I identify as non-existent. If I don't have rights in America, then I suddenly can't work. I can't do anything. I don't exist.
He really thought he ate with that. He really thought he dropped a bar, came up with some profound insight. No, babe, you sound absurd. Because nobody, and I repeat, nobody ever said you don't exist. What they said was, and they enshrined this through executive order, which you could disagree with, you could have an issue with, but what they said was that trans men are biologically female and their sex is still female. And that is a fact. It is a true statement. I have no issue with trans adults walking the world however they please, using whatever pronouns they want, as long as it's he or she or like a real pronoun. I am not doing that Zer shit. But no one said you don't exist, and you didn't just discover an IRS loophole to get out of paying taxes, okay? You're not as clever as you think, and honestly, I'm kind of skeptical that you're a net taxpayer in the first place, to be honest. Up next, this lesbian TikToker apparently thinks threatening us is the way to get us to agree with gender ideology.
Just remember, folks, just because the president says you don't gotta respect trans and non-binary people doesn't mean that I won't personally you up.
Oh, well, she seems lovely. I don't know if they're ever going to get it, but bullying, canceling, trying to legally force people to do things or threatening them with violence is actually a great way to get more resistance. Never have I ever wanted to misgender a non-binary person harder than I do after watching that video. And nobody is really intimidated by you, girl. But I hope the TikTok clout was worth it, I guess. Up next, this non-binary influencer is not satisfied, even when people are trying to affirm their non-binary identity. Take a look.
I'm actually non-binary and use they them pronouns. I definitely could see that. In the best way possible, you look like you'd be non-binary. Slay, they. You realize that isn't a compliment, right? Huh? Why? While it's validating I present the way I want to, my validation doesn't have to come at the expense of other non-binary folks who can't or don't want to look androgynous. Non-binary folks don't owe you androgyny. There's no right or wrong way to present as a gender because gender is a construct, and it's so much more than just how we look or dress, but who we are on the inside. Saying that there's a right way to look non-binary implies that there's a wrong way to look non-binary too, which plays directly into anti-trans rhetoric, violence, and impossible ideals of passing that hurt all of us, cis folks included.
That video made me want to say a slur. Girl, you're not non-binary. That's not a thing. And when people tell you you look non-binary, they're trying to be nice to you and say that you're passing as the thing you invented, but then you're even offended by that. Come on now. Like, I can't keep up. This is all fake and absurd, and it needs to stop because no rational people are ever going to believe any of this nonsense. It's actually inherently kind of sexist the way you attach presentations to, like, what does it mean to be non-binary? It means you're not like a woman or not like a man, but you can't actually explain what that means without doing stereotypes. In fact, it's okay to just be a female or a male who isn't gender typical, right? Maybe you're a female, you have short hair, you're more masculine. That's fine. You're still a female. You're not non-binary. Just being quirky, dressing up like a Dr. Seuss character, all that's fine. But it's just a kind of odd personality. It's not a new sex, it's not a new gender identity, and this really didn't hit the way you thought it hit, is all I'll say, babe. Okay, guys, oof, I really can't take much more of that, I think, without incurring permanent brain damage. So do hit that like button. Do comment with your thoughts. Let me know which one of these was your favorite, and make sure subscribed if you aren't yet, because I'll probably do another one of these next week if I can handle the pain and trauma involved. And with that, we'll talk again soon.